environment and your job, for example, your major, it shapes you, it shows you in some way. But I think it's important not to stick to one label, not to stick to one characteristics you've chosen for yourself, or somebody have told you that, oh, you're really kind, and now you refer to yourself as somebody kind. And it really, I mean, it's a good thing to have, but also it is a good thing to know that you're not only one definition. You cannot be defined. And by trying to, go walk around and like define yourself, reflect yourself from different sides and everything, of course you'll get to know yourself maybe better. But first of all, you always evolve, you're always changing, and by defining yourself right now, you're probably not going to wake up as the same person tomorrow, because we are people and life, and it just is that way, that everything changes and you change, most importantly. So defining yourself right now does not mean that it will be true in future, for example. And second one, you cannot define abstract terms. And I think we as people, individuals, we are abstract. You cannot say that love is something. You cannot, fill the blank. If for one person it would be one thing, for another it would be another thing. But in the end of the day, we're speaking of the same feeling. And the key word is feeling. You cannot express it by words, despite using every language. It is important to know that you are an abstract term. You are something which could not be easily or hardly defined. You have too many sides. It's like counting angles at the sphere or something. You cannot count all angles. You'll always find new ones. You will always explore new ones. And I think it's the most important thing about yourself, that you don't have to stick up to some labels you put on yourself. If somebody's telling you you're aggressive, it does not mean you should act aggressive. Maybe they see you that way. Doesn't mean that you are like that. No, I think it's important to just acknowledge that, because it really helps you with stop trying to find this verbal explanation or whatever you are, because you are here, right here. You exist, and you don't have to define yourself even more. You are what you are right now, at this moment. You don't have to define yourself for the whole life, setting some crazy labels about yourself for your whole life. It does not make sense. It really makes me a bit aggressive about it, because I really think that people are looking for you choose some style in clothing, let's say you choose some style of clothing, and you go on, you just follow it till the rest of your days. What is the interest of it? What's the fun? You always can experiment, you always can choose new clothes. You can buy a black top, or you can buy whatever green t-shirt. Nobody really cares. You can try it. Maybe today it's a day of wearing whatever great top, or tomorrow will be day for a great t-shirt. You choose. It's your choice, and you don't have to be the same all the time, having the same style all the time, trying to develop a character which is not you. You don't have to define yourself by having some certain character. It's crazy. It's nonsense. Why would you? Because you're so much more than one certain character, one certain label in your head. You're so much more. Why would you neglect all that? What for?